From the Bleacher Report, every team's biggest needs ahead of the trade deadline. For the Browns, number 1, quarterback. Number 2, wide receiver. 3, they say left tackle. Linebacker. 4, interior defender. 5, add now, draft picks. Conklin and Elijah Moore would be potential trade chips. Teams are desperate for offensive line help right now. Moore is in the final year of his contract, hasn't made the kind of impact that would demand another contract. I can't argue with quarterback and wide receiver. Left tackle, not as much. If DeJuan Jones can make the transition, there's somebody there that has shown some success, although he's not playing well this year. Again, there's Jerry Jeudy may be the guy, but they don't have anybody that threatens the defense. That's I look at it and who's the guy that threatens the defense right now? Njoku, maybe?
Well, I think you just said it best, right? They have if you ask me if somebody said to me, who would you draft? Well, I'm going to take a look, and I started on my draft stuff already. I got to find a guy who can get me easy yards, right? And you and I have talked about that a bunch. The Browns don't have anybody that can get them easy yards right now, and the scheme's not matching that as well. So Tillman's been great, but Tillman's an outside receiver, curls, hitches. They need a guy that they can throw the ball to, not block anybody, and he gets you a big play once in a while. That's what they don't have. Everything has to be, for the last couple of years, everything has to be so perfect on offense because they don't have any guys that can take the top off or just break a big run or break a tackle or get open or make people miss. They don't have anybody who's sudden or twitchy. They need to find a guy in the draft early on who can make plays without everything being blocked perfectly.
Yeah, and to that point, again, we've kind of been on and off with looking at this. We're going to look at it again this week. The 2025 NFL Draft, if it were held today, Patriots would have the first pick. They have a quarterback. Jaguars, second pick, they have a quarterback. Saints need one. Panthers, they probably need one. And the Browns draft 5th ahead of the Raiders, Giants, Dolphins, and Titans. So look at all of the teams with just 2 wins. There are 9 of them currently. That's an opportunity lost. But the point there, the Browns may not have their pick of the quarterbacks. And if you don't have your pick of the quarterbacks, you better go with the guy you have the highest rated, or you need a wide receiver. So I don't know that I'd be locked into quarterback if I'm picking 5, 6, 7, 8, something like that.
Well, this is going to be interesting. I was asked this earlier today. I think this is going to be fascinating moving forward. So if Kevin's going to take back the offense and they're going to do what they want, they can get a guy like Garrett Nussmeier from LSU. He's my absolute favorite pocket guy coming out of the draft. He can make all the throws. He's got a lot of moxie to him. He plays with a ton of confidence. He comes from a Brian Kelly offense, which means he's going to be underneath center. He's going to run more of a pro style. I absolutely love him on film. He's a guy you probably get a little bit later in the first round, second round. I've not done all my breakdowns yet, but I have on him, and I love him. And I say that because not a lot of people are as high on Nussmeier as I am. The other guy I really like is Cam Ward, and I think you'd have to take him because I think he'll be a guy that's early off the board. But there's a ton of receivers. The Browns got to take some guys that they, now that they got these first round picks, they got to get a guy who's an impact guy, easy yard guy. And I'm with you. I think that's I don't know if it's a back, a receiver. It's got to be a space guy, I like to call him, a guy you get the ball in space and he makes plays. But it'll be interesting quarterbacks. Why? Because Cam Ward is more like Deshaun Watson, where Nussmeier is more like Flacco and Jameis Winston with a really, really high upside. So it'll be interesting to see what they do moving forward.
Yeah, and again, those are all decisions they've got to make. And the other thing, it'll be interesting. Do they view it as a quick retool, or do they view it as a couple-year rebuild? And I think we'll get some of those answers based on who they may trade away. Trade deadline comes up tomorrow at 4.